Why understanding and managing your own ego and understanding and leveraging the ego of others is the master key to easy persuasion. Most persuasive communication falls into two broad categories: the uninformed outside in and the informed outside in. What does outside in means? It means the persuader takes ideas that exist outside the brain of the target, and they take these ideas and try to cram them into the brain of the target. The hope is that the target will have these external ideas crammed into their brain about why they should do something, and once these ideas are in their head, they'll make the decision to do whatever the persuader wants them to do. Oh, okay, I'll do that. And uninformed means the persuader does this without really caring what's inside their brain to start with. The informed method takes a little bit of time to find out what's inside the target's brain, and then takes that information and kind of augments their sales pitch to be a better fit, and then crams that inside their brain. Both of these techniques have a very, very low probability of success. Even the best salespeople have about a 5 to 10% success rate with the informed outside-in approach. That means they have a 90 to 95% failure rate with the informed outside-in approach. Now, why is this such a low probability technique? In order to understand that, we need to understand the structure and function of our ego. Our ego is a collection of instincts that was very, very critical to our survival back in the day. Our ego compels us to always assert ourselves into any situation that we can. Assert our opinion into any situation that we can, to assert our experience into any situation that we can. Anthropologists believe that we are extremely hierarchical, and back in the day we lived under a Pareto distribution. Pareto is the 80-20 rule, and that 20% of dudes had sex with 80% of the ladies. This is something you can see on online dating today. But the question is, how do we compete? How do we know who's in that top 20%? Other animals compete by physically fighting with each other. The guy who wins the fight with the other dudes, he gets to have sex with all the ladies. They fight for hierarchy, and the winner of the hierarchy fight contest gets sexual access. But humans don't fight physically, we fight with our ideas. We compete based on our opinions, the strength of our opinions, the strength of our strategies, and how well we can assert those strategies, how persuasively we can assert those strategies into the brains of others. You can imagine a group of hunter-gatherers way back in the day arguing over who's got the best idea to take down a mastodon. And whoever comes up with the best idea, whoever can assert their idea the most persuasively, that guy is the quarterback, and he's going to be responsible for all those calories, which will get him all the admiration from the tribe. And this is a thing that was constantly going on. So the ego is a very necessary instinct to jack ourselves up the hierarchy as much as we can so we can get our genes into the next generation. And here we are today with the same collection of instincts. The ego that makes us assert our ideas, saying that our ideas are better or more important or more enlightened than somebody else's ideas. This is fantastic if you've got a group of people that all have the same outcome. If you have a group of engineers that are all arguing over the best design for the next product, that will produce the best design, so long as they're having an idea smackdown and the winner's going to get some kind of reward. That will produce the best idea. But if you're having a conversation with somebody, a sales conversation, you have two different outcomes, and this turns into an idea contest. If you want to watch an idea contest play out in real time, watch any long-form podcast on YouTube. It'll be two guys. At first it seems like they're sharing ideas, but it's really a low-key idea contest. One guy says their idea, blah, 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 my idea. The other guy says, oh, interesting, but what about this idea? And then the other guy says, interesting, but what about this idea? And that goes back and forth for the whole duration of the interview. Idea, yeah, but this idea, yeah, but this idea, yeah, but this idea, yeah, but this idea. And that's the function of our ego, to always try to outframe other people with the strength of our opinions and our ideas. This is why sales can be so confrontational. Think of Newton's third law of motion. Newton's third law of motion says that for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. Think of this the same way, but with the ego. For every ego flex, there's an equal and opposite ego flex. So if you're talking to someone and you're trying to persuade them to do something, and you keep telling them why you think they should do that, they're going to push back with their own idea about what they should do. This is why sales is so confrontational. It creates this ego battle, this opinion cage fight idea. Now, how do you get around this? The first step is to turn off your ego completely. Understand and appreciate what the ego is, but just temporarily turn it off. Just like you can temporarily turn off your hunger if you're on a diet. And instead of telling them what to do, just take whatever desire exists inside their brain and expand that as much as possible. Every human has unlimited desires in our brain, but we are very, very unskilled in articulating our desires. We are very, very poor at articulating our desires. If you were to ask a friend about something they desire, and then ask them to describe that desire in detail to you and give them a minute, they would probably have a hard time filling out that full minute. Because we have these vague desires in our brain, they're very, very important to us, but we've never really spoken them out loud in any kind of way that makes them seem real and tangible. So the first step is to turn off your ego completely. And then take your target, whoever that is, a friend, a sales customer, anybody, and just find some kind of desire they have in their brain, some kind of vague desire. And then use simple questions, not statements, not opinions. Don't put words in their mouth. Use simple questions to help them expand that desire. Ask simple questions that get more clarity on that desire. Ask simple questions that help them make that desire more specific and real in their mind. For example, if you have a travel agency and somebody comes in and says, I'd like to go on a trip, I have a vacation coming up, but I don't know where I should go. You could use the outside-in approach, come up with a bunch of sales brochures, try to tell them why these are the best places to go and cram that information inside their brain. Or you could turn off your ego and build out the desires in their brain by asking simple either-or questions. Either-or questions where one of the answers is a legitimate answer. For example, the vacation person says, I want to go on a vacation, but I don't know where. A good either-or question would be, do you want to go inside the United States or outside the United States? One of these has to be the answer. There's no other answers. And continue to ask these either-or questions and build their desire bigger and bigger and bigger. Do this as long as you possibly can. And once you do this for a certain amount of time, once you start to build that desire up, something really, really cool will happen. You'll start to build their desire energy from within their brain. You'll let their ego shine and your ego is turned off so they won't feel any of that ego battle energy going on. And after they've built up a sufficient amount of desire energy in their brain, they'll start to see the world through that desire energy. And this is when you'll realize that desire energy is very transferable. Psychological studies have shown that when we are really, really hungry, we make very poor buying decisions. If you're really, really hungry and you happen to be surfing on Amazon, you want to buy those things because your desire for food is being translated to buy stuff on Amazon. Similarly, this is why gorgeous models can sell things. We look over here and we see a gorgeous model, and we have this unconscious sexual desire for the gorgeous model. And that desire energy pointing towards her gets stuck on whatever she's standing next to. It's like whatever she's standing next to gets some kind of friendly fire from our desire energy. So our sexual desire for her, our raw desire energy for her, is translated and sticks on whatever she's standing next to, which is why gorgeous models can sell things than the thing just sitting there by themselves. So if she happens to be standing next to a toaster, we don't get a sexual desire for the toaster, but we get this toaster desire for the toaster that somehow is transferred from our sexual desire for her to the toaster desire for the toaster. This is how raw desire energy works. So when you turn off your ego and build up the desire of the person you're talking to by asking these either-or questions, their desire energy will become extremely huge, and they will see the entire world through this desire energy, including you. They will have a desire for you. When it comes time to present the suggestion, don't do it with any ego energy. In fact, take the idea you'd like them to accept, the action you'd like them to take, and put it off to the side. Describe it. What about this? Look at this thing over here. This idea over here. Just take a look at it. What do you think? What do you think about this idea? And then let them see this idea through their desire energy. And whatever this is will seem very, very, very compelling to them. This is a very simple process. It's very powerful. turn off your ego, build out their desire energy by asking either or questions, and then when their desire energy is big enough, put your suggestion off to the side and say, what do you think about this? And let them make the decision, and let them own the decision. Let them believe it was their choice. This is very easy. This is very powerful. Even if you're never in sales, even if you don't want to be in sales, you can use this on your friends. You can use this on strangers. You can have a lot of fun. And whenever you use this on anybody, they will think of you in very, very fond terms. They will remember you in very, very fond terms. So try it out and see what happens. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.